Anyway, with that out of the way, we're still talking music here on 3 Music's Culture Daily. It's good to know you are locked on. Now we've come out from our first part into the second part. I know you got all the juice that you want, but today we are talking about the impact of music reality shows on the Ghana music industry. Yeah, I mean, we've come a very long way. We've seen other folks do it. We've done it. And through our music reality shows like the Hitmakers, the Vodafone Icons, the TV3 Mentors and co, we've birthed new artists. We want to see how much impact these reality shows and their structures and their plans and their strategies have actually given rise to new artists, given new talent the chance, to be who they are today, as well as if there's any bits of a negative impact, whether it's stifled creativity. We'll look at all that as well this morning on the show, and we encourage you to be part of the convo this morning. But overall, I think we've had a very great music reality show journey in GH, and we are going to take it one after the other. We'll talk about Vodafone Icons, we'll talk about MTN Hitmaker, we'll talk about TV3 Mentor, we'll look at the artists who have come out of there, where they are, who they are now, how most of them were able to use their craft to become who they are today, and the list is endless. And we're going all the way till 10 a.m. So please fasten your seatbelts and join us if you're listening to us on Plus 89.9 FM, or if you're watching us on 3 Music TV as well. Good morning going out to you. One more time, happy birthday to all our February borns, John DeMello, and all the names we mentioned, Nalamle, Miss G mentioned a couple of names as well. Happy birthday to all of you. We love you. That's what's most important. So, guys, team, let's get into our convo this morning with the impact of music reality shows in our Ghana music industry. We love GH music industry, and that's why we talk about it, and that's why we protect it, and that's why we keep pushing our artists, because we want them to go bigger than they are, because at the end of the day, it's a win-win. Like what Shatawale said, if you win, I win. If I win, you win. You get it? So if Ghana music industry wins with the proper structures, with the international features that we are looking forward to, in addition to the BTL activations that will happen in December in GH, you can imagine how much we can roar on the African continent. It'll be like Ghana is the dope place to be. Our music is being consumed everywhere. Our activations are being consumed everywhere. Tourism is boosting, you name it, and the list becomes endless. We want to win. We are greedy like that. You understand? We want to have it all. Yeah? Who says we can't have it all? Someone once said that the people that you meet on your way up, I put in one of my videos, the people you meet on your way up are the same people you meet on your way down. And you know what I said to the person? Who said we're coming down?
It's a look for me.
We're coming down.
It's a look for me.
No. People you meet on your way up and the ones you meet on your way. Who said we're coming down? We are not coming down in no way. We're staying up. We're going up, up, up.
So you're saying the law of gravity does not apply to that?
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, Yeah, it doesn't work.
So we miss our transportation they use.
We they go up. And be careful, that the things are doing, if the people you meet on your way up are the same people you meet on your way down. Bruh.
Who said I'm coming down?
Who said I was coming down in the first place? Maybe the people you were meeting on your way down are the ones I stepped on to get there. Get it? Anyway, so which one was the first music reality show in GH?
For me, it was Stars for the Future.
Ooh,
that's for me.
How could I even forget that?
That's for me. I wasn't born then, though. I came to here.
Really?
Generator Z.
Are you serious? You're ain't born Stars of the Future.
I wasn't born
Generator Z.
The Future was 2008.
Miss, why are you trying to expose my age? I said I wasn't born then. Me.
Oh, it's impossible.
You are coming from Generation
I'm still
Z.
under 20.
It's not possible.
I'm still under 23.
That's all.
But I think there was TV3 Mentor before Stars of the Future, or is it the other way around?
No, I think there was Stars of the Future. The Stars of the Future was the first.
That was 2005.
Irene and Jane.
I heard.
Stars of the Future was in 2005.
Oh, was it? I even thought it was 2008.
Irene and Jane.
With the fire. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Irene and Jane. With the fire.
Yeah, for this. Stars of the Future was the same thing that discovered Oscar, right? David Oscar. Because then it was comedy and then music.
Comedy
music, yeah. And then they moved away. That was Foster Romanos, Oscar, David Oscar, and then they moved away from that.
Yeah.
No, I watched documentaries. I watch documentaries.
There are documentaries on reality shows.
Like imagination.
No, he's talking about his own memories.
Because I was going to say.
Yeah, so
But that's crazy, no?
Tell us
Just
the
what
future.
we are saying now. There are no documentaries about these things, you know. So meaning that when we are no longer the ones on the airways and other people are, there's nothing to refer to, kind of, because there's nothing that has been documented visually that people can go pick, learn from. Oh, this was how it began. This was how reality shows began in Ghana. And this has been the journey so far. It's quite sad, though.
Okay, so what has been without looking at Ghana, what is the purpose? What I think the purpose of a music reality show? What it's supposed to do? I mean, we've seen the likes of the America's Got Talent and all these, things that they do. Bringing it into, I beg your pardon, is the cocoa working? But bringing
Hey, I thought you said you didn't drink cocoa.
Is the what?
Expose.
Is the what? Cocoa.
It's not even cocoa.
Is what?
It's
You see, there's
cacao.
Cocoa.
Oh, it's QUHO. Quo.
Coke.
Quo.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
drink Coke.
the maiden Stars of the Future was 2006.
Oh, okay.
Hey, your laptop is nice though.
2006. Okay, yeah, okay, it's not 5.
So,
Like a digital TV. you're
2006,
pressing
yeah.
it.
2006.
I do remember when I saw a poster of it, that was posted in school, and I wish I could have been part, but I was like, I don't have the voice even.
To do it.
But I like the branding around it at that time because it gave it this attraction, that wow, this one sounds different. This
Yeah.
feels different.
Then MTN was Ariba.
Yeah, MTN was supposed to be.
MTN was
Oh, MTN used to be Ariba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space phone
Space
Ariba.
phone.
I just know
and
about
Space phone
4G.
Ariba.
Like, I started using MTN at 3G, so like,
Don't let us
I
go
don't know
back.
about E or
Don't let
G
us go back
or
to how
GPS.
even numbers were got back in the day.
So Arilonga was
The
actually
big
the
deal
first.
around it.
Wow. Stop it.
Arilonga.
See, you have to be careful. Oh. It was what?
Man, production, who is Arilungang? Oh, good. Do you have Arilungan's picture? Irene White, Alungang.
Me,
Irene Yang.
I mind my business. Oh.
Irene Longa. Hey, Oleo.
Yeah, I know, right?
Me, I'm minding my business. Oh.
Irene Longa.
Irene Logan, yes. The first edition was
Irene
was
Logan.
the winner.
This,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I
calm
thought.
down.
No, wait. So did Irene win or Ramsey won?
It was Irene. According to what I see here, 2006
So
was Irene.
where was Ramsey in that picture?
Ramsey was with the Mentor, no?
No.
No. It was the
He
Stars
was
of
with
the
the
Future. I
maiden
think
Stars of the
was
Future.
it the maiden?
Yes.
The guy who got arrested.
Oh,
was
he was the maiden?
He was a Mentor as well. Ramsey was a Mentor as well.
No, I know him from Stars of the Future.
Yeah, I know him from Stars of the
Well,
Future.
some people have gone to multiple reality shows. So
Oh, a lot of them. A
so
lot
I
of
won't
them.
be surprised.
Oh,
I
I always had the impression that he won. I didn't think I remembered that
Let me check this
Irene
quickly.
won.
So
that
so
season.
what has been what is the overall purpose of these events? What is it supposed to do? Unearth or
He was a
entertain?
runner-up. Sorry. He was a runner-up.
Ramsey was a
Yes.
runner-up. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
The year
Okay.
Irene won.
What is it supposed to do?
Make money.
These
Oh no.
Make money for who?
Not as explicit as that. I think that majorly, yes, make money, but I think majorly is to unearth talent.
Yeah.
I think having been in the space to see what happens. I hosted Mentor twice when I was at Media General.
That's
So
the start.
no, that's Jay Foley. That's Jay Foley's title.
The way it's looking is that you should give you as the start.
But major, and you sometimes surprise you to know that some of these reality shows don't generate money as much as is pumped into it. So I think major on the minds of people is to unearth talents. For me, that's what I think. And the problem is what we do after we've seen these talents, and that's what is lacking, if you ask me, in almost all the reality shows that we have in this country. That we finally find the talents, we concentrate on the one who wins and maybe forget the rest. And until you push yourself, again, nobody owes you anything. You've gone for, I gave you a platform to come and showcase what you've got. You came, you showcased it, and now you have to find your bearing. So as part of the things that I think we don't do is teaching them how to find their bearing, or directing them on how to find their bearing.
But some go through a sort of class or sessions to, or am I wrong?
The when they're still on the show, but when they get out the show, they're facing the reality now. even though they are from a reality show. The reality of life, the reality of competition from other musicians, or whatever reality that you went. But even so, we are doing just music, right?
Yeah, music.
Because I was going to go to even pageantry. No, but the reality of other musicians, the competition in the market, even how to go about the music business, capital to even start. Because mostly the price that comes is mostly tangibles. So the money you get, sometimes people go for loans. They have to repay their loans, So finding their feet after the reality show is the major problem, if you ask me, because that's not what a lot of people concentrate on. I don't blame anybody who organizes a reality show, because their focus is to unearth the talent. Now, when that part of the business is done for them, they go back to the business,
I
next
think it
business.
ends there. Just very few of them have managed to carry on the winners to be able to turn them into gold. We'll come
and
to
sometimes the winners don't
even
even become anything. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And that's what I really want to find out. Like, what really goes on with that kind of.
So, I mean, clearly, Irene and Jane benefited heavily because, I mean, they were of the maiden edition. The post plans for Stars of the Future was good for them. And the artists themselves were good. So, it was quite evident that when you hear an Irene sing, and Irene has got the song, Mind Day or something. Classic tune,
Irene has got a lot of classic tunes. I remember the one she did with Asem, and I remember there's one before she went off.
I think as well.
Yes, there's one with Stoneboy. Before she went off, there's one. I don't remember the lyrics to it, but "The Devil in Me." Is it "The Devil in Me"? Is that for Efia? No, there's another one that has similar words, like "The Devil in Me," but it's from Irene, where she talks about. I think, it's called Kabu something. Kabila.
Oh, Kabila, yes.
Yeah,
Kabila. It was used in one of the movies.
I love Kabila so much, so much.
And I think when you mentioned what the reality happens after the music reality, which is very true. I think Irene and Jane benefited of the fact that also Charterhouse and re-engaged them on their platforms, so the VGMAs and stuff.
Charterhouse does for its stars or the people that they unearth. You see them getting them back to the game, giving them gigs. I always say that most of the people who go back to play for Charterhouse are people that Charterhouse has groomed. And I think it's the way of also making a statement, because I discovered you, let me use you so that, first off, I use you, it could be economical for me using you. Secondly, also, it makes a statement that I don't just unearth this talent, but make them, the superstars. And they've made a lot of superstars.
I actually want to give shout out to Charterhouse for checking out a name of a lady.
Is it Apefa?
No, not Apefa even.
Okay.
Oh, she's another classic. Yeah. So this is off music, but I think of Miss Malaika, one of the winners. So I don't know if she won. Her name it's not Lamle or something. She hosted the last Miss Malaika red carpet, and she is phenomenal. Like, look, if that girl becomes a television presenter, and I'm saying it here, she will be one of the best that we've ever had. She's
where
good.
Are you?
She's really good.
The last Miss Malaika red carpet.
Yes.
Mr. Google, are you googling?
Find red carpet. Yeah, her name is.
What was the bar?
It's
Irene what?
Longer.
Yeah, longer.
So I mean, Charterhouse, it will take its flowers for some of the, being able to re-engage the people who have been on their platforms. Even Brenda Mundi and co. We're all through Charterhouse even, but we're focusing on music. So back to Irene and Jane. I mean, Irene, I think she took a left turn or a right turn off music. Took a different career path. But for Jane, who's now Efia, right? Yeah, and that's another rebranding conversation that we can have later on. Remember when I said we should talk about the whole rebranding? Artists want money to rebrand themselves. Well, she was Jane, and now she's now Efia. Phenomenal, wonderful creative artist. Of course, we've seen her works, and that is the impact of Stars of the Future. I wonder what crippled it, or why the organizers decided to put a hold on to Stars of the Future. I can't tell if it's for financial reasons, but does it go to say that we are not getting that much, corporate interest in such stuff? Because the kind of budgets that go into some of these things are crazy. Vodafone Icon, for example, huge budgets, having to fund such an activity and air it on TV. I wonder how MTN is even making it happen. Now, let's just imagine that we've taken out music reality shows from our industry. What kind of gap would we have opened up or left?
Nigeria would have taken Africa.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That's how we can actually rate the impact.
Yeah,
because
that's a good question.
Comparatively, I don't think Nigerian stars were born from, as many Nigerian stars were born from reality TV shows as we have Ghanaian
Well,
stars.
Nigeria has had Project Fame, and Project Fame was like one
How
of
many
their...
of the people we are...
Inyanya was from Project Fame.
A lot of superstars
Inyanya
have
was
been from
Project Fame.
Yeah, Project Fame 1.
Fame 1.
Yeah. Bisola, who is acting and doing music, she was also from Project Fame 1. I think she was the 4th in that edition. That edition, did we have Ghanaian? Yeah, we have Praise also from Project Fame. We had Nee in that. He was second, right? Niso was second in that. And then I think subsequently we also had Kessie, who at that time was Michael or something like that.
So he rebranded to Kessie as well.
So what would have happened if we didn't have active reality shows in our industry?
It would take a long time for us to find talents.
I mean, that's arguable because I see these reality shows as labels, as A&Rs. If you ask me, I think they're just a platform to amplify, our talent, and also to help us identify the the challenges in promoting or pushing talent. Because at the time, the internet was not like a big thing here. At that time we were using WapTrick and we were using the Nimbas and all those things. Like internet was not really there. And Facebook came until 2000?
I think Facebook 2004. Or is it 2010?
No.
I think 2004.
Facebook is like 12 years now, huh?
Facebook came when we finished in 2008.
2008. Yes, and these shows were in their peak before 2008, if I'm not mistaken. So it would be very... I don't know how to explain it.
Reality shows as a promotional platform because the biggest challenge any artist, even a modern day artist, has is promotion. It's promotion. The ability to reach a large audience to appreciate your craft, right? But you had these reality shows that already had the mileage because they were partnering most of the largest media outlets. Okay. So here you are with raw talent, skill, something lovable about you, and you've been put on a platform where everybody from Tamale to Sugarcom can see you. And that is free promo. Even today, artists don't get that kind of promo. But you have a charter house who will probably partner with a Vodafone and get a TV station and a radio group and everything. So your name, all these names you've mentioned, across Ghana, everybody knows them. Right? They might even know some of these names more than a few of the new artists who have come up.
Like Andy.
Exactly. So
Andy from
promotion,
Mentor.
So they mention the name so-and-so from Mentor. Way or Stars of the Future. This person did Mentor. This person did Mentor 3. This person did Mentor 2. So for me, it's a promotional tool. And the reason it also ties into the fact of why a lot of them tank after the show. Because you go from 0 to 100 real quick. And then you're left alone and you don't have an idea what to do.
But are you really left alone though? Because some of these...
the reality show is over.
Comparatively, the reality show is over.
No, I saying it depends on the winners or those
if
who
you're a winner, then you have a chance, to get maybe like an exclusive 1-year promotion on the network or whatever. You get to be handed off, like the guy who came here, DSL. He won and he was handed off to Lynx. Got a contract with, I think, MTN. Some people win. KWA got some of them. It was a quick action. Got this guy back in the day. So at least for the winners.
But has it always been successful with the winners? Because we've seen some.
Not a lot of them. Not
so that's
all
what the
of
problem.
them.
That's what I'm trying to identify. Like what really is the problem?
Then I want to ask this question: that what does music reality show expose to our industry? And if you understand, what flaws do we see? Not with the event organizing. No, I'm talking about what does it make us identify or realize about the artists, the quality or the caliber of artists that we have in the country. Because I don't want to say that these shows attract the best of the best. No, because a lot of the best ones are timid and they don't want to come out.
Someone like Kim Promise, right? Kim Promise has never been to.
Like the best ones don't want to come out and sing. I mean, that's another question that we need to ask.
Superstars that lost are reality shows. This is not Ghana anyway. Jennifer Hudson, Chris Doherty, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Beyonce and Kelly, Rupert Bonham, One Direction, a whole list. And they all went on American reality shows for music and lost. You understand? But due to the exposure, some A&R, some labels, some studios said, you know what, you didn't win Mentor. You didn't win Stars of the Future, but that thing you did on episode 5, come studio, let's see. And then relationship builds from there. And if you have the likes of Britney Spears, one of the all-time selling pop icons, losing out on a reality show and still being a big star. Justin Timberlake, Beyonce,
Beyonce, I find Beyonce's not shocking
because so generally then what are we seeing with the kind of artists that we hear, you know, on across board, all of them, be it Vodafone Icons, be it Sats of the Future, TV3 Mentor, what the caliber of artists that we see
the bold. We see the bold, and it's very performance inclined. So for reality shows, entertainment factor, which can be learned, is what we reward. On the reality show,
we don't reward
the raw talent or the potential.
The potential, yeah.
We don't have time to groom your potential on our reality show. You are here to be an entertainer, and the voting and the judging is based on your entertainment factor.
Yeah, so you've raised a very good point. So the voting, is it the audience that has a larger vote, or the...
Well, some shows
the judges do 60-40. Judges take 40, and then...
So usually the judges have a lesser percentage.
Yes, but also it depends. Percentage. It depends. Because if there's a tie, is the J Foley or the Olele who say,
okay, we're going for this one. Yeah.
No, but I think it's always the other way around until the finals, especially for the ones that have been on. So 60 for the judges, 40 for the audience, and on the final day there's a swap.
Because the thing is that I don't know if we are tightening the reality shows enough to make it tougher for us to squeeze out the... I mean, not to say that we haven't had the best... Look, I mean, on Hitmaker alone, look at the number of artists that have come out from Hitmaker. You know, brilliant, amazing. But are we making it tougher enough for us to be able to squeeze out the best and attract also? Because, you know, the tougher it is, the more you attract the
best?
The best.
Yeah, the best. The people who have potential, you know, because if you see it too easy and you downplay the brand, then you don't want to get engaged.
That's a nod to Simon Cowell.
Yeah, and not too
almost impossible.
Yeah,
but we had our own Samuel Cowell here.
Michael Kreku
Mante was like the Samuel Cowell here. He made it like again almost impossible for people to just come there and just sing anything and get their way. And so we used to refer to him as Simon Cowell.
Simon did a smart thing and created his own A&R label.
The same label that discovered Regine Boli.
Yeah, exactly. Westlife, all of them. So whether you win at one of his events or not, there's a tier. The entertainer who gets the crowd buzzing and the TV ratings high, and the winner of whatever is J Foley. There's that guy winner. Then there's the Oleles and the Miss G's who somewhere along the rank had something good. Then he sends you to grooming. Are you ready to sign? Go and do vocal coaching. Blah blah. So that's the story of Jennifer Hudson and all the Ruben Studdard.
Yeah, Ruben Studdard.
Go and lose weight.
Fantasia Smart,
But you understand? So outside,
and
there's a very holistic... Kelly Clarkson. There's a very... I'm actually even looking at it. There's a very holistic plan around...
Is she still singing? I think she's a TV show.
She's not a TV show.
Even Jennifer Hudson is hosting a TV show now. Exactly. So a lot of them have some of them have diversified.
But she did like 10 solid years.
Before she
Tango, she did like 10 years albums.
You know, Grammy, what you're saying, right? It makes me wonder if indeed the shows actually, you know, bring out entertainers or they bring out, you know, music.
I think they bring out entertainers,
talents. Because if you say you are a reality show that is, you know, grooming music talent, or that's at least that's the impression you give us, because people come, they audition. You identify, you know, a talent, you identify, you know, a gift, and you say, okay, we're taking you through maybe 10 weeks of this and that. If you make it to the final stage, then you are the best of the best. But we've seen people who went through these stages. They didn't really get to the top 5, top 3, but they came out to become the next big thing. I mean, last time we saw a Black Sharif audition video, we saw a comedy audition video, we've seen a family audition video, and these guys are now the superstars.
None of those auditions went far.
Exactly, and these are the superstars in Ghana right now. That these people, or they're yet to be auditioners, are going to look forward to in becoming like them. But once upon a time, when they went to the auditions, they were not. So I don't know if they learned their lessons from that journey and found themselves and became who they are today, or it's because they just didn't believe in their talent enough to find the right people to help them.
So the caliber of artists that have won these music reality shows, are they a true representation of what the intention of the music reality show was, or of what is Ghanaian? Have they represented? Have the winners been a true representation of us, or has it been a representation of another country's music? I don't know.
That's very debatable.
It's because let's look at some of the winners, some of the popular winners of art, that we have from across board. Becca, what do we make of Becca? No, Becca didn't win.
Becca dropped out.
So who won? Irene and Jane won. The ones.
So Irene won Stars of the Future. Andy won the first Mentor, right?
And in fact, Stars of the Future.
Yes.
It had the first one. Had some of the best classic musicians that I have ever come across. There was this guy in there. There was a boy in there who could sing. I've forgotten his name.
It's not Ramsey.
No, Ramsey. It was another guy. So. After experiencing Stars of the Future, watching it from far as a consumer, I was like, wait a second, is it the positioning of the brand that gave birth to these kind of artists that we experience?
I'm just seeing some.
Because since then, I think it's only Kwame Eugene and Kidi and who else?
Oh no, there's Kwame Eugene. There's Yaya, who was Betha at that time when she joined. There is what's it called? Adina. Who was also, she won, I think she won in 2008.
Which one?
Stars of the Future. Good. I think she won in 2008.
Yaya was on Stars of the Future.
Yes,
right?
Yaya also won. That was when she was called Betha. Who Kwame Eugene, you have Kidi, you have Mr. Drew, you have...
Kwame Eugene didn't win though.
No, he didn't win. We are talking about people who went through.
Okay.
Yeah, who have become renowned names now. We have this guy, what's the name of the rapper?
My boy.
The guy who raps now with his mother. CJ Bigaman, yes, he's been there. Who else do I remember?
Kel Songs also went.
There's Kel Songs as well.
These are all Hitmaker brands, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they came off Hitmaker.
Last Minute is a Hitmaker brand
as well.
Yeah.
Entitlement is also a Hitmaker brand.
So there's been a lot of names.
So let's look at Hitmaker and what exactly is happening within the Hitmaker structure that seems to be birthing a lot of artists, after they are done. I don't know whether there's anything that specific that runs through it that makes it different from other ones. TV3 Mentor has been running still, right? Have we had any new beats come out hard from TV3
Yeah, Kweku Darlington is so far the biggest so far.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So far,
yes,
that's the biggest so far that I can remember. Before him, we had Okresini Samuel.
Hey, that guy.
When you're talking about how Samuel Cowell had his own A&R and all of that, Okresini Samuel, Mark had to produce him because I think he evicted him, or he was evicted, and there was a whole conversation around him.
Right.
So Mark actually took him on, managed him for a while, produced him, and I think Nana. And then Andy also.
Andy's story is very interesting because
what happened to him?
He was supposed to be like one of the strongest, mentor winners, especially for the first season, because he was going head to head with Prince 9924, Nana 24, in the same season,
Oh my God! Oh man! You can see that. Look at her.
So this was the year she had to.
And is that Mama V as well?
Miss V?
Yes.
No,
that's Mama V.
Yes.
Look at her innocent face.
This was a year she had to.
So fresh and cute,
Fresh and cute, Becca.
She pulled out.
Look at that.
She pulled out and made way for C.
C of Isaac and
C also became a sensation for a while. She's in Ohio now.
Isaac and great
in Ohio.
Wow. And that's Famia was also on Hitmaker. Oh my God, look at that. This is like a crazy flashback Friday. Look.
What's his name?
He had a punk by then. Trust.
Man has gone through the process.
He's going through the process.
I think that's one of the things that we should give props to.
Look at Young Hammer. Oh my God.
You go through.
Oh, bro.
When you join these things, you go through the process. Like you say, you're made to try a variety, including genres that you're not comfortable with. So it takes you, through the process. And so by the time you're done going through maybe 13 weeks, 16 weeks, depending on how long yours ran or how long you stayed on, you're able to, deal with stage fright, your vocals quite well, which band works for you, what strength you have, and which genre of music you want to delve into or go into. Because some of these reality shows, by the time you're writing the song, song. I think on the final day you get to sing a song that you write yourself, and they help you through the production process, and you're exposed to that as well. People are taken to studios maybe for the first time. They get to see how it's done, and then you build relationships as well. So I think that the next thing is how you leverage on all the opportunities they've given you. They can't do much.
We would talk about. Let's look at the judges and the fine line between.
What did you see?
This guy.
No, he saw a lady.
This
before.
guy. So this guy.
Oh,
I forgot his name.
He's still here.
No, he sang. He's
part of 5-5.
Yeah, at a point in time. It's a point in time. I forgot his name. At a point in time, he sang. Come share drinks with me from the club tonight.
Ebo.
Yeah, he sang on Ebo's song.
Yeah. No, is that Ebo?
No. He sang
Ebo
on
is
Ebo's song.
Brother, right? He sang another song.
No, this guy sang the chorus of that song.
He also went. Bolare's brother, Ebo. Yeah. Did he also go for a reality show? I don't remember, but I know he released some song.
I know the song you're playing.
Yeah, and then the one that the Papi and
5-5.
I mean,
5-5,
right?
They were two, right? So
the song they sang at the beach, that big song with the title.
African Girls.
African Girls. Yeah. He sang. This guy sang it. Yeah. He's
so
good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. If my memory serves me right, I hope I'm not confusing the person, but this guy was in the same team with with Edwin Eastman, the one has so rest in perfect peace. Susie Williams guy, the guy who was with Susie Williams. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's good, and that's the thing. There's so many of them. I hope my memory serves me right. I hope he's the person we're talking about. Yeah. I mean, I was a kid.
No, but we've seen.
He looks
him.
like that.
He's so good.
I kind of remember the video.
Such a good artist.
The video that had a lot of
good artist.
But Becca though.
Yeah, Becca though. I like that. Becca though. Now,
but she hasn't changed too much.
Let's look at the judges and the fine line between the judge being the person to.
Rude.
Yeah, and to encourage the judge be encouraging you, or the judge be judging you. No, because I've been in the hot seat of being a judge on I think it was MTN Hitmaker.
Right.
The same era with Kwame Eugene.
Okay.
Yeah, when I remember I passed a comment and I said when I saw Eugene perform, I said to him that, bro, you are going to do my wedding for me. Like, the guy was just phenomenal. Yeah. You could see pure raw talent in there. So I felt my comments then were very, very honest. But sometimes in that seat, you are torn between the TV audience or the nation watching you and saying that this guy, do you even know your job? This lady, you know your job? And just quietly saying that, you know what? Oh, you did well. Let's just rub it off and let it go.
I think someone like Marco Mante, had the template. Mm-hmm. And I think for the first time, we haven't seen a judge who could stick to his balls like that before.
No emotions attached.
Regardless. Because I remember the TV3 Mentor seating position for the judges, right? They were in the midst of the crowd, right? And sometimes if you hear, his remarks, you could literally hear other people literally shouting at him, hurling insults at him and stuff like that. And he was unperturbed. So the day your artist actually gets on his good side, when Max says something great about your artist, then your artist was going to the next stage. And I thought that was one of the things that actually made these shows, or a show like Mentor, very important. It's like if Mark they like my song, they actually, because it was between Mark and one other gentleman known as Dominic.
Dominic, yeah.
So Dominic was the Rubens.
I used to work with
Dominic
him.
was the Randy.
Studios.
Yeah. Dominic was the Randy of America. Is it Randy? Serious, is it Randy? American Idol, Randy.
Yeah, Randy.
So American Idol, there was Simon, there was Paula, and then there was Randy, right? So Randy was the sweet, soft-spoken, it's okay, you're right, it's okay. But someone was like, nah, bro, it's not working. So TV3 Mentor was able to replicate that.
You just reminded me, Randy and his nah, bro.
Nah, bro, ain't working, bro. So you had Simon in Marco Kreku, and then you had Randy in Dominic. So the day Dominic is not on your side, then you know that Charlie, the song, you share him, you get it. And I think that more or less builds character for some of these artists. If you think about it, it builds character. What I'm driving at is these artists were able to build character. They were able to understand what it means to have their works criticized. That is why I find it very interesting when these same artists come into the public space and the public criticize their music. Then it's a problem.
It's a problem, yeah. But when
it's not like I've been through that phase already. Why are you taking me through the phase twice?
I want to digress. Does Kasahari level count as a reality platform?
I think
kind of. If you're talking about Kasahari level, then you have to add it to the next big thing, where Strongman and T-Flow came from. That was
because I think a lot of rap stars and their badges.
Pop Skinny, Sarkodie.
I mean, shouts to Dr. Duncan and Adum FM. I mean, the kind of impact that they made with with that reality show where people come on there and they do that, and they tell you point blank. I mean, he'll tell you, look, bro, Imaza, they call son. You tell you point blank.
I like fancy.
Oh, make a fancy. I mean, me a sexy fancy. Fancy fuzzy. Salad.
Just to correct, so Andy didn't win.
He didn't win.
The Prince won.
It was Prince rather.
Yeah,
okay,
and we forgot to add Kaki as well.
Oh,
she came from Stars of the
Rihanna.
There's actually a list of
Rihanna
them.
was on Vodafone. She did Vodafone icons twice. I'm told, and she lost both.
Yeah. Totally different look and name.
Under it.
Yeah.
Noella. She was called Noella then. Yeah.
Noella.
Yeah. And she had a perm and dressed different. Everything. Her brand literally changed, and that's exactly what we're talking about. What happens when the reality show door closes? Who picks you up? Who helps you get back? And now look.
Is Vodafone Icons an offset of an offshoot of Start of the Future?
Because all offshoots of each other.
No, I feel MTN Hitmaker opened it up a bit in terms of the kind of market it attracted. I felt Start of the Future and Vodafone Icons were a bit of a niche market. You know, it gave a certain kind of, I don't know whether because of what you are going to go through there.
So what I remember was Start of the Future was like the bougie,
exactly what I'm saying.
Music reality show, and Mentor was like the lower tier. Masses, lower tier. But what?
Masses.
The masses. Miss D, we'll off your mic for the rest of the show.
Okay. Me, I didn't laugh at you.
Because I like your matter, we'll off your mic, okay?
You when
how many seconds?
I 30 seconds of silence. Miss D, we'll be back to you in 30 seconds, okay?
I got a message for you, but I didn't even read it because I was sympathizing with you. See, Amma Frimpong says I should tell you to take your time. They tell him to take his time small.
Because the messes are listening.
This show is for the messes. Messes, are you there?
Charlie, guys will cool down. You guys will cool down.
You are on timeout. 30 seconds timeout.
I'm afraid to even speak.
Now we are going to talk one so that we do not bar and get embarrassed.
It's okay. It's normal.
So Prince, Prince won.
It's a Prince won that.
Yeah.
But I was saying
for the masses.
It was for the masses, you know. And I think Ghanaians could relate more to that type of shall I say, direction that Mentor was on, you know, because they did a number of songs that were either popular, you know, at that time I think Hip Life and High Life were seriously in vogue at the time, and they used to do a lot of throwback songs, you know, and then a lot of reggae music as well. That is where Andy actually became the poster child for, you know, his. And I also think that they had their, I don't know what I should call them, group songs, you know, so like their regions, they were represented by, you
zones.
Know, like zones, like, so I think Andy Dems were from Accra, also. I forgot him. It's a long time, but yeah, and those songs were very popular.
Was from the Kumasi.
Was Kumasi?
Andy was from Kumasi. Isaac and the rest were from
the music reality shows at that time. The winners were the winners based on the trend of music at that time.
Well, that's
or not necessarily.
That's an interesting question.
Because everybody was trying to comply.
That was an interesting.
No matter what genre they gave you, you'd pick the biggest sound of that moment and try and replicate around that vibe. Because we had people who were doing reggae, dancehall stuff, but it wasn't like today.
Yeah,
it was.
I remember Andy's rendition of "No Man No Cry." I remember it very, very well. So like, and I remember it was one of the performances that actually, you know,
100 gig.
No, it's because
so does it mean that if a reality show happened now and there was a reggae artist, not a dancer, it's very likely you might not carry the day.
Times have changed.
Bro.
You might not carry the day. It might be that for an Afrobeat.
Times have changed.
Because nobody's listening to that much reggae rapper.
All
right, or a rapper. If somebody came on a reality show and was the dopest rapper in Ghana,
if you know.
Because the ratings, the feedback, the love, the voting.
And that's why I give props to Charterhouse and GH1 for the next big thing, because it was a niche show. And Black Boy was then the host
Black Boy.
for that show, you know, and the kind of drive he had, you know, I would never forget the face-off between T-Flow and Strugman. And to date, there's a debate between the two till date.
As in who was lyrically...
No, as in who's a better rapper to date. And you know, we've had you know.
Okay, it's why you're late to date. 8.
you know, I don't know why I think J-So was one of the judges. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't do it again, but I think it was a fantastic show that could have.
Mostly it's fans, you know. People do not invest as much as we think in these reality shows, and I think the reason why a lot of reality shows in Ghana is on the decline, even with let's go even back to Big Brother Africa. And,
I think Hitmaker, for example, it's this thing for them. It's like a CSR.
Yeah, because they don't make that much money. Ghanaians don't vote. We know how to talk, but we don't invest our money in talents. You know, we will talk about it. So this show is going. We'll sit actually to watch it, but and your family members, so they don't really care. That's how come people go for loans to vote for people.
Football, something MTN used to do.
Soccer Academy.
On Metro, right?
Yeah.
It fizzled out, but there was a few. They picked 1 or 2 boys, so I don't have the names, but a few people
back to what Maisie was saying about investment into talent.
But we have a sustainability problem. Maintenance is also maintenance. So what you're describing falls under maintenance. Investment into the talent.
We've not had Hitmaker since.
No, I don't know what if that's what is. Oh, is it?
Last year they didn't have, right?
No.
Because I know Mr. Drew was the last one to have
last 2 years.
Last 2 years. That was 2020. That was the year Mr. Drew.
Post-Corona or before Corona?
That was before. Just before.
So 19.
So that's 19. Wow.
Yesterday's former manager.
Wow. Did Mr. Drew win?
No, I'm just saying he was part of that. I'm not saying he.
Is it not Mr. Drew's time that Kwame won?
I'm going to check it. There was this guy called Takra.
Eugene didn't win.
He didn't win?
No.
Eugene, no, I don't think
he won Hitmaker.
No,
Eugene didn't win, but he was still picked up by links.
Yeah. So did CJ Bigaman win? Because I know CJ Bigaman was on that.
You guys will be surprised by these names. Do you remember Material?
Yeah, the one I was saying quick action.
Yeah, he won the first season of Hitmaker.
Yeah,
then Koen Takra won the second season. Togbe won the third one. Kiddy won the fourth one. Kel Songs won the fifth one. Frida Rhymes won the sixth season.
I think Frida won over
relevance today. Kiddy first, Frida Rhymes second.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Please, hold on. Don't go there.
Ovi won the seventh season. Last Made wins the 8th.
Okay, there's Last Made.
And then Kwame Eugene was actually a contestant in season 5.
Yeah, but he didn't win.
In 2016.
Who won that
and he finished third overall.
Kel Songs, right?
I think that was Kel Songs, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Please run through the Hitmaker names again.
So season 1, Material.
Yes.
Season 2, Koen Takra. Season 3, Togbe. That song with the Deborah Vanessa. Don't forget that. Kiddy for season 4. And season 5, which is the same season as Kwame Eugene, was won by Kel Songs. Then he was known as Kelvin. And Frida Rhymes won season 6. Ovi, season 7. Last Made, season 8. Kwame Eugene, of course, like I said. So far, it's just... Last Made is the last person. Yes.
To win.
No, he didn't win. He won. I think it's in that same year after Hitmaker when he didn't win that he won the unsung category.
Yes, the VGM.
The VGM.
Yeah, the time they said he went to buy food.
He went to what?
They said he went to buy food.
Okay,
so I'm being told Frida Rhymes won over Drew that year. That was season 6.
Okay.
So what structures have been, whether formally or informally, been in place to help amplify these artists after they win? Usually there's a cash prize, but the cash isn't put in your hands. It is for a record label management. So it's given to the record label to handle you. But I think it still comes back to the fact that we don't have certain proper structures to help with artist promotion and all those things.
Guess what?
So, what?
We forgot about Kaki.
Oh, I mentioned
Kaki. She mentioned Kaki.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, Creamy too.
Creamy won?
No, he didn't want. He was part.
Yeah.
He was on.
Who remembers a lady called?
No, Kaki was stars.
Benedict.
Do you remember a lady called Ruth?
Yes,
Ruth for Mentor.
Yeah.
Ruth for Mentor.
Yeah.
Was she the lady who performed with Sarkodie and Adam with Sarkodie?
Yes,
Really crazy. Yeah, I remember.
But I think she's become a backing vocalist for a lot of people.
Yeah.
She's been
I think for a while our it shows us that, it tells us that we don't really have a strong A&R industry, because these names we are mentioning right now, I'm sure at the time when we watched them, we thought this was the next big thing to happen in the country, and it's failed because of the lack of proper A&R
follow-up
structures, because I would want to think now with the kind of education and with the kind of knowledge we've all acquired.
Okay, so Robert Clark drew my attention to something. Yes, okay, I didn't see the messages early, but it says we allow also the Stars of the Future. She did.
Start, yes,
we allowed Stars of the Future.
I'm saying that she had a perm on, different dressing, different name. Her name was Noella.
Robert says, please, it looks like yesterday he said that because the buying was brush.
So when the boys bad here, Robert, you don't hear.
He pointed the message again and says, Jay, refer to.
So Robert, when the boys bad, you don't hear.
Rhymes won over Drew. Drew was second.
Yes.
After last minute was Adepa Zilla.
At the time,
yes,
I don't know about Zilla.
He won the last one. Well, I can't. Adepa, the female Adepa.
Yeah. So that means that Last Miss was not the last.
No, Last Miss was season 8. That's the last one.
No, but that's what he's saying, that after Last Maid, Adepa won.
Is it?
Is that not what he sent you?
Well, Adepa Zilla is one person, right? Adepa Zilla.
I guess so.
Okay, yeah, Adepa.
Yeah, Adepa Zilla.
Yeah, it's true. Wow.
Well, anyway, so we're just trying to what do you call it? Do a quick throwback on some of the winners of the past events, the past music reality shows.
Who remembers Akos?
Akos. Which one did she?
I think she was the first female to have won TV3 Mentor.
TV3 Mentor. Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's called Akos.
First woman.
But I think TV3 Mentor, with the platform, the clout, the power, the audience share, the numbers that TV3 has, has been very beneficial to some of these artists. And it is the follow-up that has been the problem about people, and how, like you mentioned, what you do with the audience you get afterwards is the key thing. Like, how do you use it to? And I keep saying that most of these artists, sometimes also the business of the business of the show business is what lacks, because it's a lot of artists, like for example, when media houses are offering them, asking for them for performances and engagements, the first thing that comes to them is money. Pay me. And I keep saying that, well, no, I don't own a media house, but if I did, no media house pays money like that to talent when they have a platform that might can be bartered. That's the first point of conversation first. So when a media house approaches an artist, I keep saying that artists don't see the barter. I used to get feedback back on one of the stations I worked, that what am I going to use the airtime for? I was like, really? Sit in front of MTN, Vodafone, Tigo, Airtel.
I know the station.
That I have airtime, I want to give you free airtime. Like, let's exchange something. I'm sure they'll run for you. They say they'll give us credit airtime.
Give me all the credits you need
for radio airtime. Like, I'm sure they'll dump all the airtime onto you.
They didn't see the value.
It's because you are supposed to be able to have a sit down. So I had to sit down with some artists. I said to them that, listen, guys, what I'm expecting you to come and tell me is that, Jay, okay, you're giving me 50k airtime. How much will it cost one airplay of my song? Okay. Jay, you know what? I'll say, okay, one airplay of song is about 200 CDs. Okay, so that means you owe me about what? Divided by 50.
Yeah.
About 250 airplays. So can you please now structure it for me on your shows so that I know that on Monday at 5 o'clock, at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m., my song will play. Let's have a sheet and let's follow it. And that's how you think business around it. So I'm expecting that, artists rather have, after all, when you're going to go on stage to perform, look, I mean, for how many minutes? What will it take away from you? It's even more of a win for you than the station. You are going on stage, you are getting the attention and the audience and everything. And in addition to that, you are getting airtime to promote your music in exchange for your talent. And a lot of times, what artists don't also get is that media houses doing events never make money from it.
Yeah, it's not the revenue.
You can't. It's just an activation for the brand. It will never pay your bills.
It's a marketing tool. It
will never ever pay your bills. And it should definitely be a certain relationship between the two of them. So I mean, if I'm an artist and I come out from a reality show, I mean, one of the first things I'll do is to go back to the station and have a sit down. That you know what? I need 100,000 airtime. I know I didn't win though, but I need 100,000 airtime. Let's have a conversation on this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here for you. I still carry a part of your face of your brand, your station. Let's see
what I want to do. I want to put out this content.
Yeah, I want to keep my brand amplified whilst we are doing this. But a lot of them, they go and sit back. They get 2-3 retweets on Twitter, 400 posts on Facebook, and then they're like, "Who? I'm the big thing now."
But it's just what I said. They don't know how to go about it. Nobody tells them.
There should be a structure outside waiting for them.
So nobody tells them. And you see, this country also, we don't know how to take advantage of the moment. So, like you're saying, you've seen some people go through a reality show. You've seen someone that has a potential, might have not won, but has the potential to be a superstar. Pick the person, invest in the person, and make your money back after some years. But I think also it's a story of how other people who have been helped in the past have reacted, have behaved, or have carried themselves afterwards. I think is the reason many people who have the money to invest in this sector would, would really not want to, because I've heard a story about, and this is just an example, Jay Foley, who was in a reality show. I saw that he had talent. I took him. I invested my money, first off without a contract, and that's where the problem starts, because out of love, I love Jay Foley's craft. I think that he'll become a superstar one day. And then I begin to pump my money into Jay Foley. People begin to hear about Jay Foley, hear his music. I pay for studio time and all of that. And then Jay Foley gets 1, 2, 3, 4 gigs, and some record label comes from somewhere, and they say, who are you working with? Oh, I'm on my own. I don't work with anybody. Do we have anybody who you're liable to that we have to pay? Oh, no. And he doesn't go back to whoever.
I could talk to my boy.
Yeah, exactly. Go back to whoever invested their money. So this investor realized that he didn't make anything. The star is gone. Forgets even to give gratitude, to this person who invested. The guy has money, but he thinks that the musicians or the up and coming are not the ones to put his money in. He would rather do some business and get his money back as quick as he can. So we have the talents. There are no structures for them to exit and follow. There are not people who are interested. There are producers who might want to work with these people, but cannot afford to, do free jobs.
So does it mean that a part where the music reality show is possibly missing is the business?
Yeah, and
but it's the responsibility of the reality show.
It's not the responsibility. Hey, Mama, me coffee. I feel my look at what they are doing in the studio. See, I don't do this to them.
I want to.
Can you see that guy in the corner? The one who got few minutes ago. I don't do this to them. Look at him. Look at him. I won't take her.
The poem I.
You are coming to Ghana.
Now,
what you put by? I'll look for time.
We are cutting the show short. So
but I'm hungry this morning.
Anita says you should eat salad. The banquet is too much.
This morning, I'm looking for the best coconut joint.
To add to it, the Monday we are dead.
Look, my shoe came off.
Hey,
that made my shoe come off.
You people, you see what they do to me?
We did the car inside. Miss G did the steer.
I will not speak again.
Hey,
no, please.
We did inside. No,
you have to.
No, you talk no, my shoe come out.
You want kill us? Hey, no trafficator, nothing. No.
Means you have to feel started.
No, I'm even afraid.
Today I'll buy you salad. I'm saying this on TV.
This is what?
Today I'll buy what salad?
I don't know how to eat salad. I don't know how to eat that.
I'll show you that.
I want to eat coconut.
No, me give coconut again. So that Monday will suffer. Salad, we go do NCNC.
Hey,
salad, juice, smoothie.
This one must be a glammy award.
We have to cleanse. Fruit salad.
Hey,
no,
it they shock me past.
No, we are human.
Hey,
all right. So you know what?
Wait,
from Monday, this Monday, Miss G started off with head, shoulder, knees, and toes. we took it like we said. You fine, no problem.
Today she has one glammy.
the
glammy of it.
Exactly today. Yeah, exactly.
1 week of consistency.
And the message.
Hey, Anita, you know the way you scream in the production room when I back. You don't do that for me.
I hear it.
Please, we are told DMX. I'm told DMX also won. I don't know which one would that.
DMX, the late DMX.
Yeah.
Behave yourself.
Break time.
Hey, Robert, I don't like that one.
Robert, send that salad.
Break time. Take a minute.
We are going to eat salad. Yes.
I don't know how to do that.
I will monitor you. You are not going to any Kuguti anyway.
Hitmaker. Okay, DMX.
Oh, DMX. Oh, yeah.
There was a guy called DMX.
What did you say? You say what? The late.
What is the DMX? I said,
Yeah, but it's all good. I mean,
so for
what did DMX do?
Been able to.
Let me find out. Let me think. You know, on the tangent that Michi one that was on, right?
That I stopped.
I think
the tangent.
I think he just continued.
No, Michi, the point you're making was very important.
It was very important.
Please.
Now I'm even afraid to speak.
No, laughter.
No, Jay, I like this exercise. You know why? Yeah. Because it only tells our viewers and listeners that we are human, right?
Sometimes,
why
they think that we are so.
We have no idea. Sometimes people see us and think, "Oh, Charlie, we have no."
Please,
we
will not associate this back to human beings.
Hey, you see us?
Hey,
why are you changing it?
He said it's not 10 o'clock yet. It's not 10 o'clock yet. We are waiting.
Please go ahead. You're making a fantastic point.
Charlie, I just want to say that I've made all my submissions.
You will come back.
No, sincerely, I've forgotten what I was about to say.
We're talking about businessmen shying away from investing into talent after the issue.
Yes. And then you asked a question about responsibility, and that was what I was going to respond to. But
it wasn't their responsibility to
exactly.
I said it's not their responsibility.
Is it more of responsibility or is it an issue of responsibility or is entitlement?
No, I think
entitlement by who?
The artists feel entitled that I've come on your show, like what you said with airtime. You know, if it's not everybody that gets the airtime. The airtime is stipulated for maybe the first 3. Or maybe the finalist. It depends on which of the reality shows you go to.
Yeah.
So now, if you don't belong to that category and you've gone out there and you're working, there's still a sense of entitlement from these people, from what I've observed, that, okay, when I come back to you, because I'm your product. I've heard somebody say, I came here, I did this reality show, now I'm doing concert, people don't want to give me interview. He did a reality show like 7 years ago, and he's come after 7 years to say, but he's entitled. Does the company feel that they want to be part of it? Because they've parted ways. There's a contract that binded us exactly, and we are done with it. So sometimes the sense of entitlement, but I like what is happening now. What is happening now is that a lot of reality shows are seeing that to get the maximum of these people, let's put producers on board. And I think Hitmaker started doing that long ago. So apart from the fact that you're tied to a producer who works on you for a year and ensures that you have a hit track or whatever, or produces music for you, there are also others who are seated on the panel who are looking. So, for instance, Apietu's back then was not entitled to do anything with any winner, but he did stuff with some of the people that he was on there as a judge and realized that, they could do something.
Hey, okay. Sorry, it says DSL, not DSL.
Oh, DSL is just from Mentor. He was here. That's your best friend, the reggae dancehall guy.
I know
DMX.
The reggae dancehall guy. And now, before you come in. So, and now, even with Mentor, now you realize that Richie is on as a producer. So, when you're a winner, you have a contract with him. He could also decide beyond the winner that I've discovered a talent and I could also help that one. Also, these contestants could also go to these people and say, look, Mapim, I didn't win, but maybe I was one of your favorite. Adina did something for, at that time Vanilla was called, I've forgotten his name on Mentor. Vanilla. Yeah, he's
Vanilla.
But on the reality show, he was called something else. Something Ice, I've forgotten. He used his real name.
Was it Vanilla Ice? No.
No, not.
What was Hitmaker?
He was called Evans. He was called Evans. Yeah.
Okay.
So
on Mentor?
On Mentor, yes.
Oh, okay, nice.
And Adina did something. She was one of the judges. She made sure that she had helped him through before Boo came in.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
she did because her contestant won. And so she had, so what they were doing previously before now using a producer was that when your contestant wins, it's not like a contract, but you find it like you have a sense of duty. But if she's overwhelmed with the job and she says, I cannot, you can't hold her to it, you know. So now is when I see that the structure is becoming better. Stars of the Future did long ago where producers were in charge. That's how come Quick Action and, what's the name of the guy? Material still have an issue to date.
Oh.
You know, Material keeps dragging Quick Action because he felt that the 1 year term he was giving and the things that Material was supposed to benefit from Quick Action didn't happen. Quick Action says otherwise. So at that point, you know that Ovi also had the same with one producer. She was tied to somebody.
I think Ovi was with...
Which competition was this?
Stars of the Future. Hitmaker.
Ovi was with Kewa. No? Was it Kewa? Or Richie, one of them.
I don't know whether she was. I think they gave her the opportunity. I don't know whether she went to Stoneboy, to Beam Nation, or something like that.
So I was going to talk about that, right?
Okay, she finished with a producer first.
During these competitions, right, they often invite artists that these contestants idolize, right? So I'm going to start all the way from someone like Awal and Sarkodie, right? So I remember that performance that flipped the whole country because Awa was the budding talent in the scene. And I remember Sarkodie coming, they rapped, check my flow. It was all over the place, right? And people, maybe that's where Entitlement will come to the play, like what she's saying. Like people was like, oh, then after, because Awa won that did he win?
I don't agree with the word Entitlement.
Talented kid, yeah. I'm just drawing something in that.
Yeah, I think Awa won.
I think he won. Yeah. So at that point in time, the thought was, okay, when Awal wins, because of that kind of relationship, he would want to understudy, or perhaps Sarkodie would take him up, his wings and then train him, more or less, right? Then you have Ovi with Stoneboy. Before she went into the house, as part of her documentary, she said she idolized Stoneboy. She even called herself the Beam Nation woman, or some name she gave herself, right? And then Stoneboy did a song with her on stage, right? So I'm looking at the fact that sometimes these things create the impression that these persons are entitled to have some kind of tutelage, right?
Okay.
And that also creates the full power responsibility of both the creators or the organizers of the show and that of the individuals who have been engaged. Because if you create a platform, where am I going to see Stoneboy from? Where am I going to see Sarkodie from? But if you create a platform where I think, oh, this is an opportunity for me to Sarkodie to meet Stoneboy, then it should be automatic. I'm just saying that.
I disagree slightly because I don't think it's a responsibility of the talent to do anything. We are watching. When you
say the talent, the contestant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even when the show is done?
Yeah, because we are watching and seeing a kiddie jumping on stage and we think that's a superstar. But that's not. That's a young guy from wherever who has talent. He's not even been groomed ever.
He's
just a guy. Yes, he's just a random guy who had a talent, who saw Downstar so and go on Foley's live event. I went there. It's 3 weeks back and forth. They say I won. I still can't believe what's happening to me. Blah, blah. We're expecting too much of this random guy who just became a star in 3 weeks.
Who probably has no industry plugs.
Nothing.
Industry knowledge.
Nothing. He's a random guy. And I'm saying this because I was that guy. When I won MC Africa in Osu, right. And I was in the taxi at 3 a.m. going home. I was just like,
okay, where do I go from here? So that's what I'm saying, that is the full power responsibility that is created. That when I go on a show like Stars of the Future, or go on a show like Mentor, or go on a show like Hitmaker, the platform is connected to industry stakeholders. So it's connected to industry people. So it should be automatic for me, because it's not like you are not good.
We missed a big
someone like
Foley.
We
missed a big
I would have loved that.
We missed a big event. Before we continue, right?
I would have loved that.
Somebody has corrected us.
Okay, but before you go there, I would have loved that you had taken us through what you felt should have been done for you,
exactly,
and how you felt whatever wasn't done contributed to what you think you are not today in that regard.
Okay. Nescafe had a reality show where the winners were Prayer, Mobile Phone Boys were second, and Wuta was third. We missed that. Somebody
Yeah,
just
true.
somebody just told me on Twitter. So so the only people who called me, shout out to Jessica, the only radio station that called me to actually make noise about this newfound rapper was Jessica.
City FM.
Yeah. Because she paid attention to that. She blah, blah, blah. She followed me. I kept in touch with her on the phone, even when I was in SA, Botswana, Kenya, doing all that.
Oh, wow, my brother, you did all that.
Yeah.
That was, I think it was around the 62 or...
No, it was before independence. Just before independence.
The
56, 56. I had to come back for Independence Day, so I was right? But there was nobody who reached out and said, yo, so this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to blah, 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 blah. Whatever reputation or name the cereal brand has today is because of hustle. It's because I knew how to engineer. I had my own studio. I was able to associate with the right people. Were we supposed to
reach out though?
Pardon? No, I'm not saying anybody's responsibility was to go and look for me and reach out.
Because you won.
Yes, it's not. You want a reality show, boo-hoo-hoo, great for you, right? But I'm saying that if we are looking at making that machine work, if we are making that machine work, when we drop these guys, whether they are the winner, runner-up, or even 1,000th place, there's no denying that everybody in that thing has at least some extent of talent. There should be a conveyor belt outside of your Hitmaker and your Stars of the Future and your Vodafone icons that's picking up these talents and putting them in the music business system.
Look, I agree with Cyril 100% because one of the things that I've come to realize is that we haven't been able to evolve a lot of our ideas.
Oh, yes.
With time, we are stuck with
the basic of a tier 1, tier 2.
Evolution rather has been decline in funds and the financial investment that goes back into these things. So it's rather limiting what the guys who organize it will tell you point blank that look, this year the sponsor didn't give us enough budget, so we are limited with the things we can do. But of course everybody's expecting more. But the ideas itself hasn't actually grown.
Yeah,
because like
same idea.
If we really engineered this properly, we rather would have been also looking at music business reality shows.
Right.
Let me give us a very scary story. And I say scary. Imagine if Lynx didn't call up Kwame Eugene, or if Lynx never met Kwame Eugene.
Would have lost out on a very big.
No, Kiddy was a winner, so maybe he might have been a bit more whatever. But Kwame Eugene went through the mill. He didn't win the event. So nobody's focus was on him. Whoever won it got all the spotlights, all the interviews, all blah blah. Imagine what we would have lost out if somebody didn't pick up a phone and say, you know what, call the Kwame guy for me.
This is what I mean by, and just to answer Jay's question with another question, that how has these platforms benefited the ecosystem? Because after a while, you graduate, right? It shouldn't just be...
Some have been depressed, you know?
I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't just be...
sorry to make this comparison. Who won the Kwame Eugene edition?
That was, what you call it?
CJ?
No, Kwame Eugene's was season 5. Man, I just put this up. Just give me a second, please. I'll put this up.
Careful you don't open the...
Okay, what I want to ask is how... I want to know, Olele, yes, I want to know the person so that... Look, you understand. I don't want to say it and be misquoted.
Careful, it doesn't open www.
No, but there are a lot of, even if you don't want to stick here, there are a lot of examples elsewhere in Nigeria. Somebody also reminded us in Nigeria where there was Nigerian Idol. I think the first edition, Timi Dakolo and Omar Omi.
Yeah.
Omar Omi won. Is it Timi that won or Omar Omi won?
Apparently, Adekule was also part of it.
Oh, a lot of them. Even this girl won. Actually, she won hers. Mercy Chinwo. She was also on a reality
Omar Omi
show.
lost to Timi Dakola at the West African Idol, but Omar Omi became bigger than Timi.
But now is the other way around.
Yeah,
people will say, now Timi has found his spot. What are you looking for?
Kwame Eugene actually.
I know what research my brother is doing there.
Season 5, that was the same year Kel Songs won.
Okay.
I just wanted to be sure. Kel Songs, and Kel Songs was actually signed to highly spiritual.
What happened? I
mean, he had a good start. Jennifer Lomote was a good song.
Baby.
Yeah. We did the Jennifer Lomote.
Yeah, and then tanked after that. Creamy was also part of Hitmaker. Then he had Jay with Drew.
And here we have Kwame Eugene going on world tour.
But you see, Kwame Eugene's case is a typical example of what I was saying. Now, Kwame Eugene didn't win, but there was a producer on set.
Okay.
Who found the potential.
Okay.
So the contract was with, if we know by what so you understand. So he didn't have to wait. No, he spotted a talent. That's what I'm saying, that sometimes I think the dynamics are changing now that we have producers on, so they can tell who will be a hit maker. You know, proper hit maker, not because of voting, but he says, oh, Charlie, the way this guy has performed and the kind of the kind of feedback or remarks he's got from judges here, it means that if I put my all in him, he's likely to become a superstar. So
the reason why I'm saying that, because we lack a proper A&R system in our music industry, I think that these shows have a better chance. They have a better opportunity to unearth talents that you and I would not see on a normal day, right? And so I am looking at how they've evolved from just being a show that brings us entertainment on TV, and then perhaps go into some kind of conversations with investors to put them on these shows and say, okay, these are stars that we found, or these are our top 5 stars that we found as a result of a rigorous process or training that they've been taking through. If you're able to put money into this guy and that guy, you're able to make it back. Obviously, you need to back with some data that, okay, have like a business plan whatsoever, because we don't see a lot of stars from this country as much as we see from Nigeria. You get it? Because there's a proper scouting A&R system going on in Nigeria that we don't really have.
True. Oh, is it?
Oh, yes.
True.
Bro, how many? True. You just played Ruga. The next you have Ruga, you have Rema, you have what's the name of that? What's the name of this guy? Ashake. Like, I'm just saying that there are a number of, like, when you go to Nigeria, a number of stars there who have still not been found safe.
And again,
if you use
Nigeria as well, we'll be in trouble, because it still comes to the numbers game, you know. They have the numbers.
I'm not even concerned
and
with numbers.
even when, what's the name of the guy who sat here? Godwin Tom. You see what he told you? He created a school. He's filling in people's vacuum with his students.
You see?
So they know that there's a need. They have a need for talents, and he's saying, okay, I'm grooming them, then I'm putting them in places where they can function.
So I still come to stand on the point that,
but there are so many, we also have to say that there are so many people who have also won Nigerian reality shows who have become nothing.
Yes, but I'm saying that even
there's
Nigeria,
one guy I read about who recently says now he drives a commercial bus or taxi or something to fend for himself. So it's not like it's cast in stone that because you're a Nigerian you went to a reality show. I think Yemi Alade also did a reality show. I can't remember.
But I'm saying that in Nigeria you may not have to go through a reality TV show to make it, right? In
this dispensation of social media, even in Ghana, you don't necessarily have to.
But I'm saying that if these shows are going to make a comeback, right, it shouldn't just be because you are giving us entertainment. We should be able to. It should be like a factory of
it should be the beginning of the production
exactly.
line. This is where we get our raw materials to put into the machine.
Even though they're not here with us, so why do you think Vodafone Icons came to a halt? Not from what we know from internal, but what we saw from outside. Was it patronage or?
Vodafone Icons, I think they came back with Vodafone X something. They had the last one was Vodafone X something. They also did the one with the schools. And
the Icons also bred those girls, the what you call them?
Sinaso, Titi, just a number.
That was I thought it was Denise and
Denise.
Denise and
they had a school edition, which I thought was a fantastic idea.
School edition.
Yes, they had a school edition where they actually went to the various schools to scout for the next big
unless maybe music didn't become its focus again, and because I know now they do Vodafone Health.
They didn't make money. That's the thing. Look,
but the company isn't being sold now, right? Vodafone is being sold or something.
It's got Teledata or something like that.
Telecel or something.
Telecel. Okay.
Charlie, I think the advert on there is for.
Nah, me. If I use I won't buy again.
Just teasing.
Vodafone Icons, I'm not too sure why they stopped. I think it was a fantastic initiative. However, competition may also play a role. Do you remember the last Vodafone Icon Hitmaker?
Well, also, I think
Sinaso is the only one I can remember.
I think Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. I mean, we don't work there. We're only just making speculations. Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, it's possibly became a very big music brand for Vodafone's partnership, and it wouldn't make too much sense to invest again in another, because I'm sure there's quite an amount of money that goes into VVMAs,
definitely.
and wanting to organize another music reality show out of it is just like 2 music shows under one brand.
Under one brand,
the one that has got a giant share, which is of course MTN, has got Hitmaker running. There's no point in also creating competitive brand platforms. It doesn't even
just
help.
on net talent.
Exactly, that's on net talent.
So I'm giving them
business-wise, I would even do it.
So I'm giving them
perhaps
a free advice or free consultation that it shouldn't just be about the fact that it's going to give us entertainment. We want these things to evolve into boot camps, evolve into some.
But you see, the other thing is, all of these things we don't patronize it. Number of times that there have been boot camps and conferences, like we don't even.
You see, the reason why we don't patronize it is because we have not seen
potential value. Yes, in it. Because the market doesn't even have value. So why should I waste my 2 years to go through some?
You see, I think the biggest problem even is that we assume that this is the market. This is not the market. The world is the market now. When we had Hitmaker 1, which I'm proudly part of.
You're now telling us.
I didn't want it to bias. I didn't want it to bias the conversation. I didn't want it to bias the conversation. The actual first creative strategy meeting was 5 people, of which I am one. So, yay.
Yeah.
But no. But the world is our oyster now, right? When we were doing Hitmaker 1, nobody knew about digital, TikTok, Instagram Reels, and people can stream your song. We were just trying to see how enough talent locally create visibility for them, for the brand. It was a very territorial thing. Like you said, our events do evolve, right? It was very territorial. Ghana, Accra, Kumasi, Koforidua, some places. Now, you can be in the back of Koforidua somewhere, and your song can pop and be streamed somewhere. Look at this Hotelaware or it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And Chief One is not the biggest artist in Accra, but the potential to be a world artist is like that. Once the music is awesome. So if we are going to talk about reality shows now, we need to think about it as the same way we are here, we consume idols. America's Got Talent. And the person can start selling the Yankee and we are streaming him in Accra. We have to think global now.
I want to ask of you one question, and Olile, please, if you can slot that into one of our big conversations.
Okay.
If you were made a music minister,
Minister of Music,
yes, in this country, what will be your number one strategy to just make Ghana music a globally consumed music? And when I say Ghana music, be it Bobobo, be it Adowa, be it hip life, high life, whatever you want to categorize it.
Group homework.
What would you do?
Talk is talk.
So our time is up, but I think that we would talk about this
next week, God willing.
But I just want one sentences from each of you. Like, what will you do? What will you do? We have 2 minutes left
to make it globally
consumed. What would you do? They put you there right now. Music.
You see people. You see your bias.
Oh, but I'm laughing.
Yeah, laughing. Yeah. Ask him to say one thing.
What do you say? You take what?
But it was light. It was
a cartoon. It wasn't a. Got the host here.
Yo.
Well, our time is up. But what will you do? Our time is up. We have a minute. What will you do?
I think I'll focus more on A&R bits, and groom the stars.
You really sack people or.
Well, I just look for the formula DSTV is using with Talent Factory. Yeah, and still using them.
Yeah.
They're the ones who do a lot of the productions.
Yeah.
You go through the school and then you become part of the house.
Yeah.
So I think that should be what we should be looking at.
Minister of Music.
Yeah.
I'm bringing every label here. The labels will do all that work.
Yeah.
If you're doing a reality show and you have 3-4 the biggest labels here, you are bringing them a fishing.
But you don't think the labels are here already?
For me,
labels are looking here. They are not here.
If I catch any difference,
big difference of looking and the when they are here, their skin is in the.
Look at you.
I'll take your license. If I catch any station playing a song that's not Ghanaian, I'll take your license. If I see you an individual playing a song that's not Ghanaian, we'll seize the device.
That's Mugabe.
Why is NCA?
That's Mugabe. That's Mugabe.
All right, have a great weekend. Our time is up. We are going now. It's been a good Monday to Friday, and we hope that we have reached out to all the messes.
Kokonte.